pangs of despair into triumph, the weight of despair into accomplishment. You did. USANA 11. Unexpected, yes, but wonderfully unexpected. For on its 11th year, you broke record after record after record. That's a great thing, and that's because of you. Your entrepreneurial spirit, your business instincts, your belief in the promise of USANA. Your achievements are staggering. Double and triple digit growth across region, driven mostly by associates ranked gold and below. Double digit enrollment of associates. Triple digit enrollment of preferred consultants. Majority of diamond directors are growing. All these are propelling USANA Philippines to no less than 5 billion in year-end sales. Phenomenal!
Disabled na yung chat.
Winning entrepreneurs. That's what you are. Transcending challenges. Transitioning seamlessly online. Today, you gather as one here at the USANA We Forum, the Winning Entrepreneurs Forum. To learn, to share. The USANA 2020 We Forum. For entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs. Welcome to the very first USANA We Forum, conceived specially for winning entrepreneurs like each one of you. Listen and learn, understand and apply, believe and transform. These are what you can take away from the We Forum. And to facilitate your transformation into even better and more successful entreps is a social media influencer, sports broadcaster, and TV and events host. Please welcome Butyana Pilipinas Intercontinental 2010, Carla Lizardo.
Together, we scale new heights. And you shall in this first ever USANA We Forum. Hi to everyone watching all these unfold on different screens from wherever you are in the Philippines. My name is Carla, and together we will be learning ways and means to make ourselves and our businesses better. After all, just like you, I am an aspiring entrepreneur as well. They say entrepreneurs are born and not made. I actually disagree. In fact, the past several months have proven that anyone with a need and a passion to succeed can be an entrep. How many ube cheese pandesal vendors have come up, or these cooks of yummy homemade meals, or makers of these amazing masks? So on and so forth. I think the answer is there's been a lot, right? Today, here in USANA's We Forum, we will find even newer ways to improve the way you do your USANA business to rank and incentives and to gain a better perspective as associates. And I think it's just proper to kickstart this amazing forum by hearing a few words of welcome from someone who has made it her mission to see each one of you succeed and see each one of you fantastic entrepreneurs. Straight from the home of USANA in Salt Lake City, the most beautiful GM in the networking industry, let's give it up for Miss Cherry Ampig.
Good morning, USANA Philippines! Wow, ibang-iba na lahat, no? Everything is different. The way we live, the manner by which we communicate, and even the simplest tasks, they've all changed. Nagbago na ang lahat. We used to gather in a huge venue. Side-by-side po tayo dati. Well, that's changed too. And now here I am talking straight to your homes. And allow me to welcome all of you to the very first We Forum. And thank you for joining us all today. Alam niyo po, in the past several months, you found yourselves in a challenging environment. Stuck at home, you wondered, how will I ever do my USANA business? Alam niyo po, to be honest, we all wondered too. And yet, we all found a way to not only do this business, but to do it extremely well. You managed to turn the threats into opportunities, The weaknesses that you believed that you had were transformed into strengths. The result? Well, USANA is the #1 vitamins and dietary supplements brand in the Philippines twice in a row. Well, the challenge before us is this now. How do we sustain this momentum? How do we keep growing? How do we build on this enthusiasm to be a stable foundation for us in 2021? I think that even in this very different world we're living in, some things remain the same. Agree po ba kayo doon? Those very same basic concepts are what fuel the growth and rank advancement of so many of you here today. So balikan po natin what are those concepts that really work for the growth of USANA Philippines and all of us in 2020. Number one, I should say, is focus. You focus on the business. Perhaps being at home and really figuring out what to do has helped you keep focus. You had the time, finally, diba? Analyze and refine your strategies. Now, this thing we have to sustain. Kailangan lagi tayong focus. Number two, that I think that really has worked is process. Or continue to work pa rin until the end of the year. This is what we're going to follow or what we are going to align ourselves in. So those who found success during this pandemic, I should say respected the process. Kung maririnig niyo yung mga mentors niyo, di ba? During all their training or their pep talks with you, they always say, trust the process. I couldn't agree more. You realize, and we all realize, that there's actually no shortcuts. You needed to do the work. You understood that these processes are in place to make you more efficient and effective. And that's really a great lesson to carry over in 2021. Number three, persistence. Do not mistake persistence for what we in Filipino call makulit. Diba? Akala natin pag persistent is makulit. It's really different. So persistence is a positive way of never losing sight of the goal, even if it's so hard that you want to quit. Diba? There are really times ayaw na natin. There are really so many problems that we encounter along the way. Pero, sige lang, diba? Tuloy pa rin natin. And that is really what you call persistence. It is really believing that what you are doing will pay off in the end. You should never give up on a dream, diba? Sabi nga, never, never give up. So, always be reminded that if you are faced with any of these challenges, just continue to be persistent. Well, different and yet the same. The past several months have not just been a story of COVID-19, di ba? It's been a story of USANA 11. On this 11th year, we came full circle to what we are. Kung maaalala niyo po, last February when I spoke on the stage, and I mentioned that this year, we will all come full circle, di ba? We're always to go back to the basic, and we're going to make this year like as though it is our year one. Ito na yun, nangyayari na. We are already back to being the enthusiastic associates that we used to be when we were starting with USANA. We become winning entrepreneurs focused on our goal of course, becoming the healthiest family on earth. And we all did it. Ayan, congratulations.
John Ray, nawala ka.
Today is one step in that direction with learnings and insights and training. Welcome to the USANA 2020 We Forum.
Being the social media creature that I am certainly loving this virtual event. Though there's nothing like the energy of a live in-person event, this We Forum is not your typical Zoom meeting as it seeks to give you the energy and the motivation to scale new heights. Of course, we want you to be actively involved in this We Forum, so please feel free to engage with us through the comment box. I'll be reading some of these from time to time. That is the challenge posed to you by your GM, Miss Cherry. And from what I sense, she has every confidence that even if the challenge is as high as Mount Everest, you will scale that in no time. In fact, even during these most trying of times, so many of you have scaled the Gold Mountain Challenge and emerged as new gold and executive gold directors. We will recognize them today for their phenomenal efforts to rank advance, a sign that they have truly successfully adapted to this new normal. In a way, they are today's benchmarks for entrepreneurial success. So it is with much pride and joy that I introduce to you the newest USANA Gold Directors. Miguel Joseph Chanco,
Wow.
Mayan Magsino, Richie, MJ, and Luzia Llanado Asap, William Malagar,
John Ray Lake Gitan.
Marlon Lazo.
Jan C.
Camero,
Ray Ancia,
Rugin Carino. Oh.
Goldian,
Yar Militante, and Jedrick Militante. Jason and Jen Bismonte. Sir Giris Ortega. Elcasmer Acedo.
Aray.
JT Gutierrez and Abby Nones.
Ah, yung JT, nakikita ko lang yung dati.
Ariza Carlenco.
Ayan na, able na naman ng
Gaga.
chat.
Hide mo na yan.
Ha?
Hide mo na yung chat box.
Paano i-hide?
Pwede mo yan i-hide.
Angelo and Angela
Wala.
Peralta. Yen
May construction
Rialuyo.
sa baba. Wala mentor hide
Melissa
eh.
and Ahmed Zarife. Ricky and Christine Joy Henyoso.
Yung screenshot.
Ronmark Gonzalvo.
Tapos na ba yung mga directors tsaka silver?
Mentor nakasave sa ano yon? Ay, si Glenn. Ano, wala.
Pia Agatha.
Nakasave
and
sa-
Jeffrey
tag dun?
Capule.
Dun sa may lobby.
Naka-record? Sa
Oo.
hub?
Carmelo Bonilla.
Sa lobby.
Hindi ka ako makapasok sa lobby.
Annalyn
Kanina
and
kasing
Yolanda
umaga,
Sarili.
kaya napanood ko yung mga sa amin. Tapos nirecord ko yung silver lang.
Nick Gonzaga Jr.
Sakto pa lang.
Sa director.
Meron director, pero wala akong record.
Marty Jan
Si
Soria.
Marty.
Pamela Ann
Tama pala yung
Patricio.
ginawa ko kanina.
Marie Joyce and Judel Dagairan. Maria Rema Capusao.
Saan yun?
Mara Carlin Pamela Cura.
Taray.
Nino
Alam ko na green
Bueno
screen sila
and
sa
Rachel
office, pero bakit
Abellanida.
ganit white yung screen?
Mark Ryan Mauricio. John Angelo Alejar. Marvin and Marlene Lamboloto. Catherine De Castro. Francis John Marquez. Alhera May Montano. Andrew Paul and May Lucido. Alexander Taratingan. Dr. Michelle Agustin and Maynard Agustin.
May handaan sa Iloilo. Ay, saan ba to?
Jennifer Nunes.
Jennifer Nunes.
Annalyn Diaz. Mary Antoinette Canada.
Gara yung ganda.
Calvin Galgana. Mary Margaret Chua Aguilar.
Ay, sayang, walang picture. Kunin ko yung format.
1. Jason Taborda.
Yun.
Antonio Kalimag Jr.
Bago ng template.
Roger and Arlie Miguel. Lawrence Roman and Sherine Villano. Jonah Christine Grace Henobe. Girod and Graziel May Alejandre.
Galing.
Jennifer Lim.
Tingnan.
June Bacani and Dariesa Kidep.
Oo nga, extreme nga. Ayun yung mga kasabay kong mag-silver.
Aldren Retardo.
Ako silver ka, di ba?
Oo, tapos sila yung nagtuloy.
Arnel and Maureen Jose.
Ayun yun eh, yung mga kasabay ko.
Marissa Salazar. Leopoldo Jr. and Grace Irna Ida.
Chat is disabled.
Jessica Margaret Galanza.
Yan.
Angelo and Cherish Gabinete.
Good.
Post yan sa FB mamaya. Yung mga athlete.
Carla Lane Tizon. 1. Leonardo Mercado.
2. Leonardo Mercado.
Gian Adrian Pe. Engineers James Roland and Cheryl Otor Pasqua. Gia K. Francisco.
Oo nga, nag-enjoy. Gamitin natin yung ano natin.
Duran.
Title natin.
Pwedeng i-edit yun eh, sa recognition.
Concepcion M. Che.
Pero ayoko kasi ng ayoko may engineer sa pangalan.
Daming gold.
And Janibel
Ang
Villar.
prospect eh.
So, ba-
100 kaya to.
Grisel Jem Pasquin.
Dami. Kasi pati
Grabe.
June eh. October at saka June yan eh.
And Gary
Puro nasa 100 plus tong gold directors. Imaginein mo to, 100 plus.
Carol Falap. Benigna and Ice
ito,
Angeles.
extreme din to eh.
Ano ka?
Kailan mentor Paul?
Precious Sunday.
Purple.
Yan, extreme yan.
Prek.
Joseph Angelo Costello.
Yan na mag-anak mo yan.
Carlo and Evelyn Evangelio.
Ano daw?
George and Norgine Seniza.
Ang bilis lang nito. Ano kung ganyan lang natawagin, no?
Subido.
Ito basketball player to eh.
Teka?
Robel
Oo.
May
Yan.
Engineer Josh Reyes.
Dalawa yung engineer, no?
Rosemary Ang.
Yan, extreme ba yan?
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi mentor.
Paulina Potencia.
Taray ni tita.
Christine May Balais. Alanik and Avelina Yu. Anne Claire Esteban.
Hello,
Yan.
nagulat ako eh.
Elsie L. Miraveles and engineer
Yan din.
M. Cuenca.
Extreme na sila. Ayan,
Jeffrey
extreme.
Tan.
Extreme. May nag-ano kasi ng map.
Robert Semin and Gladys Berte. Diana Wong.
Yan.
Diana Wong. Diana Wong.
Abang nga.
It's Jeff and Gandiday. Clive Salyaw.
Ibig sabihin malapit na matapos.
Jude Dari.
Si Diana, ano yun eh, October?
Okay.
Maria Ana Castro.
Hindi, si Diana is September.
Maria Carissa De La Cruz. Philbert Liu. Garidja Karim.
Hello? Bakit late sa dulo?
Car.
Robin Tongkwa. Chinchin Cardozo. Carl and Beth Bolipata. Attorney Antonio Andres Jr. and Camille
Magkano na yung WeForum sa akin?
Gumagana na? Ano yung tsura, mentor?
Carnil
Same lang.
Federico.
Yun lang din.
Eleonora Buendicho.
Sabay.
Oo, sabay naman.
Prince Christian Miyanagua.
Ay, hindi, medyo nilate. Only lang, mga half second.
And Doktora Ciara Chris Manaram. Bernard Jason Malubay. Arlene Cuadra.
Daming gold.
Earl and Kim Avenido. Marie Eileen Brucal. Riza Nicole Pascual.
Gold na siya.
Rael and Al De La Cruz.
Stream.
Felino and Maria Jasmine Faustino. Melissa Caterina
Uy,
Del
ano to?
Castillo.
Reporter.
Sai Ruiz Alfaro.
Linya
Archie and
Manyala.
Jet Salado. Fe Heidi Tobesa. Jonel Alida and Nilda Santos. Genby Grace De Castro. Carla Charmaine Chan. Ian Torres and Yuri Madrona. Ella Alamares. Tony and Chepo Cabardo.
Daming golds.
Jerry Martinez Jr. Mary Rose Del Rio. Montano T. Aldrich Fernandez and Sabrina Brillante. Congratulations to all of our new gold directors. The rise to the top is not going to be easy, and yet this did not stop our next awardees from rising through the ranks. Let's meet our newest executive gold directors. Gwen Belongilot,
Ah, may pagkaway.
Ganda ng kaway.
Klein Bohol,
O, kaway.
May video sila eh.
Dr.
Uy, si Doc!
Alferaz G.
Eh,
Nagpa-video sila.
Joffrey Bin Kalaykay,
pupunta sila sa office, ibig sabihin.
Glenn Calata and Roselyn Javier,
Galing, at yun.
Ace Monforte, Arnold and Canis Abalos, Edison and Dion Maya, Kendrick Brian Chan, Norven and Lord Lampon,
Ay.
Golden Pantaleon,
Ah, kaya siya gold.
Baka siya mag-ubi.
J. Carmelo de Chavez,
Executive ko, no?
BJ and Marge Ramirez, Allen Santos, Melanie Pilapil, Lee Omania and Dre Javier, Wilmer Lopez, CPA MBM,
Wow.
and Myrna Lopez,
Wow, sabog.
ES. Lawrence and Janine Bagayas. Remzar Zalumbides. Sean Camelio.
Parang inedit lang yung boses.
Oh,
Attorney
lawyer.
Blanca O. Sera Castillo.
Sorry na sa...
Felipe and Janelyn Dato. Kurt Derek Chan. Jemmar Divina Gracia. Ina Zunyo.
Kanina mag-iisip ka rin ng anong kaway na gagawin mo kay nire-record dyan.
Oo nga eh.
Patrick and Lizal Ann Cagulada.
Stream daw siya oh.
Patrick Dikina.
Paano kayong kaway no?
Isip ko na dapat na kaway, yung parang sakto lang. Ganito lang.
Ganyanan no?
Hindi masyadong magalaw.
Miley Merana.
Diba? Yung kasi,
Pageant.
Jolens Villar. Ian Kevin De La Cruz.
seconds, no? 2, 3 seconds.
Jan Michael and Melanie Carlos.
Uy, si Coach.
Calvin Castillo.
Tan Rain.
Carl Cabasi. Charisse Joy Cutamora.
Ayun, may paglakad.
Albi and Ivy Desquitado.
Kaka-idea ka kung anong dapat mong gagawin, no? Maganda rin yung may lakad. Ayan yan!
Alam ko mentor sa next convention virtual
Maria
daw eh.
Sofia
Ulit.
Salvacion.
Yung Feb.
Neil and Phoebe Gabutan.
Kiss. Wala.
Congratulations to all these very hardworking ranked dancers. You're there sitting in front of your screens and wondering, as a newcomer to this business, can you achieve that rank? Well, the answer is, of course you can. Look at your screens and follow me if you're new at USANA. I can be who I want to be. I can rank advance. And I will do what I can to advance higher and higher and higher. Did that feel good? Did that make you feel like a winner? Well, let's take the first step at making winners out of you. In this first edition of the We Forum, we're giving away 100 surprise USANA packs
Wow.
and 7 iPads. Sounds good, right? In the comfort of your own homes, while snacking on your ube cheese pandesal and sipping on your just delivered milk tea, you can win these amazing prizes. So how do we do this? To ensure that you'll be with us from beginning to end as a sign of your commitment to be winning entrepreneurs, we will be revealing the raffle winners in different parts of this event. So please stick around and stay tuned. I know all of you are so excited to win, so without further ado, here are our first 25 winners of the surprise USANA packs.
Wala, yan na. Sana iPad ako.
So go ahead, look at your screens because our first lucky winners are now here.
Wala.
So all of the names are listed down. Go ahead and check it out if you are part of our first 25 winners. And again, I am reminding everyone to please join us. For this entire event, we have so many things in store for you and so
Paano
many
nila nakuha
great
to?
prizes to give away.
Baka
Hindi,
There
kunyari.
you have it, our first
So, ibig sabihin-
na marami kang ticket na binili, di ba?
Kung sino yung maraming biniling
USANA
ticket,
packs.
pangalan lang nila yung nandun.
Congratulations.
Ganun niya, kawawa naman yung bumili sa'yo.
There's more. We are now revealing one of
Buti na
the
lang marami ang
7
binili.
lucky winners of our iPad. What you will see on the screen is the
Mas nabenta
unique
ko yung iba
code
sa
that
iba.
you use to
Akin
access.
daw yung iPad eh. Feeling ko mananala ko ang iPad.
So if you're
Ito
ready,
yung feeling ko eh.
go.
So yung tayo dito, sorry, 10 to. Ito lang yung pamimigay. Yung tatlong hindi makakatanggap.
The number is
Alam mo yan, ano yan, ano yan?
Ayan!
'iPad.
1364. Again, 138
Ano yung ID number?
6-4.
Um,
Congratulations, you are our
hindi
first
ko alam, ayun lang.
iPad winner.
Sabi naman ng number na yon.
To claim your raffle
Pero hindi yun
prize,
yung
go ahead
ano ko,
and send
raffle
your
tickets
name,
ko.
ID number, contact number, address, and screenshot of the winning
Ano yung code?
Code yun, code.
at usanainc.com.
Code.
One down.
If there's anything these months of quarantine,
Ano naman nun?
it's the power of giving. These trying
Pero
times
sinalo mo dito eh.
for each
Parang
and
travel.
especially the more fortunate
Last
ones
year.
to
Ay, hindi.
extend
Nanalo
a helping
ako- nanalo
hand.
yung ticket ko
And yes,
dati,
you know that
pero
USANA
binenta ko
has
sa iba.
always been at the forefront of giving back through the USANA Foundation.
Alam kong ticket ko yun.
Today, it has an even more important role in the business, translating the success of its mother company as a vehicle for good. From USANA headquarters in Salt Lake City, here to keep you in the loop about how you can be an active partner in positive transformation, is the president of USANA Foundation and advocate for impoverished children and families the world over. Let's give it up for Mr. Brian Paul.
Thank you so much. Hello, USANA Philippines. Even though I feel such sadness looking into the lens of this camera instead of into your smiling faces, I am so grateful to share with you all of the many ways we have come together as a global family to care for others. First, I want to give you a huge thank you to all of you. Your ticket purchase to this virtual convention has provided thousands of meals to children and families right here in the Philippines. Amazing. And there's no better time than now to help those who have been suffering. Next, I want to congratulate our 2020 USANA Foundation ambassadors, Duard and Roseanne Recalde, for their amazing impact. Their continuous support and efforts to donate money and time to help those in great need deserve so much recognition. Duard and Roseanne, you've provided life-saving food to struggling families. You've even given masks to the frontline workers to protect them. And I know you split your efforts between the USANA Foundation and your own foundation. I regret not being able to be there and hug you and hand you an award, but I want you to know how grateful we are for your example. You know, being an ambassador is simple, but like your USANA business, it takes a bit of effort to really make a difference. And I encourage all of you to spend time in your communities helping others. I know many of you do already. I see you, and I thank you. 2020 has been a difficult year. It's been a difficult year for many. It has taken lives. It has caused families immense financial strain. And some families who were already living on the edge, you can imagine how this has affected them. 2020 has also been a year for many to reinvent, evolve, and innovate. We at the USANA Foundation have been able to take advantage of this time to examine our own impact and find ways to increase that impact. We have updated our branding, strengthened and refined our mission, and added new donation items that better illustrate the way we give. I'm speaking of our 4 ways to give. First, our Global Meals Initiative provides emergency food relief to those suffering loss, tragedy, and extreme malnutrition until a long-term solution can be executed. Next, our sustainable programs. They empower and equip individuals to create those long-lasting sources of nutritious food. And our USANIMals program distributes USANA's premium nutrition to those suffering extreme malnourishment. And service. It's an element that is so important to the success of the foundation. All of these options will greatly improve the well-being and health of children and families in your community. One of those communities is in the city of Tondo. It's a place where many of you have visited and spent time serving. It's a place where I came 3 years ago and was heartbroken to witness the children eating out of garbage bags. It's a place where I looked into the eyes of this little girl, and I promised I would never stop looking for ways to help her and the many other children around her. Our partners at Project Pearls have been so amazing, and we are making a difference. Please continue to help us make that difference. We're also making a difference with the children at Cornerstone, where these kids can get the important nutrition and education they so need and deserve. There is no better reward than seeing children feel the love you provide. Finally, I want to say thank you. I can't say it enough. I can't express it enough. I just hope your experience serving is enough reward to keep you going, to keep your support. These families need us. No matter how much we give, it's monumental for them. Please just add a small donation to your auto order and watch lives change. Thank you, USANA family. Thank you for all you do to improve the world and the lives throughout your community.
So go ahead and pay it forward. Those who do are richly rewarded, not only materially, but by the knowledge that you did something good in this world. Now that is definitely the best kind of motivation. And we need all the motivation that we can get in these most challenging of times. How can we cope? Or better yet, how can we excel? Our featured speaker is no stranger to USANA. He is a brand ambassador who truly exemplifies what it means to scale new heights. So I am really excited because we do have a lot of speakers that we will be having in this amazing event. So again, I am inviting every single one of you to stay tuned, not only for our morning session, but for our afternoon session as well. Now, back to introducing our first speaker for today. And it is amazing. He is an amazing person, a brand ambassador who truly exemplifies what it means to scale new heights each and every single time. Do join me in welcoming the one and only Francis Kong.
Ladies and gentlemen, you and I are at the very threshold of scaling new heights. Well, what do I mean? I'm going to explain, and I want you to listen to me carefully. The pandemic changes the entire rules.
Nag-offline yung stream.
You know, as a business consultant, I've always been asked this question. And the question goes this way: is this pandemic thingy, is this an interruption or is this a disruption? You know what? Ever since the lockdown until today, my answer has remained the same. And I'm going to tell you what it is. You know, the funny thing about this is that some speakers are still calling this pandemic a VUCA situation. Now, the VUCA world has been introduced to us 4 to 5 years ago, and I was presenting this to you. Those of you who have been with USANA, you know this. Maybe about 4 to 5 years ago, I've been saying what a VUCA is. You know, VUCA, for the benefit of those who are listening to the first time, refers to a military term that they use in warfare. V stands for volatile, U stands for uncertainty, C stands for complex, and A stands
Guys, nag-ano na, balik na ata.
words
Hindi.
slowly. Why? You know, we were talking about AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, automation, virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, the fourth industrial civilization. Do you remember that? And don't forget this very term, the digital transformation. Haven't you noticed? Not many people are talking about that anymore. Why? Because COVID-19 happened. And then the question comes into mind. COVID-19 has accelerated this transformation. And what we are doing now is a great proof of this. We would normally be meeting together in MOA, in the convention center, in SMX, and so forth and so on. Look, now we have to change methods. This is why we have to be aware. Is COVID-19 an interruption or a disruption? My answer has always been the same: neither. COVID-19 is a reset. It is like the whole world happens to be a computer hard disk, then it went into a rebooting system. And you and I are now going back to a world that is totally unrecognizable and different from the world we came from just a few months ago. So what are we having now? Well, consider this. Digital now is the new default. Remember that. And this is why I said the opportunities are ripe and open for us to scale new heights, to explore and exploit opportunities that await us. As I keep on saying, the countless webinars I've been doing almost every day, COVID-19 is an unprecedented event. An unprecedented event brings in unprecedented challenges and problems. But an unprecedented event also brings in unprecedented opportunities. Depends on how you play it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the time and opportunity for entrepreneurship. Now, where am I going? Why am I saying this? Before COVID, there were too many people sitting on the fences. They were half thinking, should I do the Usana business? I have my day job. Should I put more energy and attention into this business? A side hustle ko yun eh. Perhaps when I retire from my job, then I will seriously look into the Usana business. Others do not have to wait until they retire from their jobs. They have been made to retire earlier. Others wake up one morning, their jobs are gone. Well, the term job security is now in question. But things are different now these days, are they not? But you need to listen to me. If you are joining USANA for the first time, then congratulations. This is a very vibrant and dynamic organization, and the culture is totally different from the traditional businesses that you may have come from. This also means you have not yet attended the previous seminars and trainings I have given to this organization. But for those of you who are veterans, that's another way of saying, medyo may edad ka na. I'm just kidding. Those of you who are veterans, you are the professionals. These are the ones who have experienced all those incentive trips, these bonuses, made tons of money. These are the people who have grown their network. These are the ones who have gone through my talks and trainings. And that is what I want you to understand. You have already graduated from being a business person, and you are now an entrepreneur. So what am I trying to say? You are no longer under this amateur status. You are now an expert. You are a professional. And this is the most important time for us to consider entrepreneurship and not just to be in business. Well, there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and a business person. In my past events, I have shown you the difference. Perhaps some other time I can bring them now again. But now, today, I'm going to do something totally different. I have been a businessman for so long and for so many years. But for the last 15 years of my professional career, I have graduated from being in business to being in entrepreneurship. When I began as an amateur, I was doing business. Now that I've graduated into becoming an entrepreneur, I have become an expert and have become a professional. I am going to show you the massive differences. So what is the difference between an amateur and a professional? Well, one day I was with the 3 women in my life. Now, don't get any ideas. When I say 3 women, that means my wife and my 2 daughters. And we were strolling in Rockwell Power Plant. And during a lazy Sunday afternoon, normally when we go to the power plant or we go to a mall, I would go on my way and do my own shopping, and they'll do theirs. Now, it's not true that men hate shopping. That's not true at all. I love shopping. In fact, shopping is therapeutic. And I'm always under intensive care. But I love shopping. This time, maybe I felt a little lazy. Maybe I don't want to spend. And so I was with them. And then they all entered a beauty cosmetic shop. I'm not sure whether that's what you call them. And I was with them, so I stood by the door and I was watching them. And they started taking out all these foundations and lipsticks, and they were so excitedly sharing ideas and giggling and laughing and putting them on their wrists, some on their faces. And then they got so excited. Now watch this. I haven't got the faintest idea what they were doing. Why? For me, all of those stuff, they all look the same. And then I realized one thing. The three women in my life are all professionals, and they are experts when it comes to beauty products. And what about me? I was an amateur. I only understood the business, but beyond that, I don't understand anything at all. So what is the main difference? The professionals are experts and they can tell the difference between this shade and that shade, this fragrance from that other fragrance, the effect of this one on the other effect, one shade of red versus another shade of red, and so forth and so on. I was an amateur and I could not. Therefore, the difference between the professional and the amateur is knowing the nuances and the details. Let me repeat that. The difference between the professional and the amateur is the knowing of the nuances and the details. And then you can spot the difference and you will realize all businesses are not the same. The details of how they do business, their behaviors, their attitude, the values they stand for, the way they handle their people, the way they handle their money, the way they handle their family relationship, the way they relate to other people in the company. They're not the same. There's a difference between the amateurs and the professionals. These nuances and details spell the difference between an amateur and a professional. Now, understand this. Everybody starts out as an amateur. I did. Everybody starts out as a business person. We did, and we do. But the amateur graduates into being an expert, knowing the nuances and the details, and thus become a professional and an expert. The businessman now becomes an entrepreneur. When you think of yourself as doing a USANA business, at the start, that's a wonderful thing to do. But because of the training, the learning, the experience of doing business, you now graduate into becoming a professional. You are now an entrepreneur. You know, the beauty of this industry is there seems to be unlimited training. Why? It's the nature, it's the DNA of the industry. You want to train the people so that they grow. And then when the people grow, they grow the business. Now, let us take a look at the difference between an amateur and a professional. Number one, para sa mga amateurs, they stop when they achieve something. Kaya, this industry has shown us stories and stories of people who earn money pagkatapos relax na sila. Why? Because there's residual income. They don't have the energy, they don't have the passion, they don't have the fire anymore. Para sa kanila, okay na ako kasi naghirap na ako nung araw eh. They're amateur. But take a look at the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs understand the initial achievement is just the beginning. And then there's a process. There's so much going on, and there's so much more that they can achieve. Next difference. The amateurs have a goal, but the professionals, they have a process. Why? Yung amateur, basta kumita lang ako ng mga 2 million, okay na yan. Pero the professional, hindi, may proseso tayo eh. There's a system in this business. It's not all arts. There's a science here. Kaya they take the discipline and the diligence to understand the system and how it works. For the amateur, they think they are good at everything. Pero yung professional, they understand their circles of competence. Look, the professional understand this very well. You and I are all experts, but only in different subject matters. Pero yung amateur, yung business person, ang feeling lang niya, I know everything. Ako lang nakakaalam. Pero yung professional entrepreneur understands, teka muna, there are topics wherein I do not understand and there are people who are smarter than me and then I can learn from them and we can work together. Next, the amateur value isolated performance, but the professionals value consistency. Hindi lang ito, naka-score ako. Yung, bumenta na ako this year. Aba, you know, all those gems of recognition from ruby to diamond to whatever. Pero naman yung professionals, di dapat consistent tayo eh. We will continue to become entrepreneurs, and because we are professionals, this is not a one-time event. And you don't slacken off. In fact, you create the momentum to achieve greater things. Next, the amateur, they give up at the first sign of trouble and assume their failures. Ayoko na. Ang hirap naman itong industriya to. Ang hirap makabenta. Oh, but the professionals see failure as part of the path to growth and mastery. Success and failure belong to the same equation. You succeed, you got to take care of your success, maintain it. If not, you're going to fail. You fail, you recover, you learn from it. It now provides you with the tools and the equipping for you to become stronger and wiser, and now you're going to be experiencing more success. It's the same part of the equation. Para sa mga amateur, they don't have any idea that improves the odds of achieving good outcomes. They don't know. Para sa kanila, swertihan lang yan. O kaya, hard work. Listen. Whenever I hear successful people say, the secret to my success is because I work very hard. That's not fair. There are other people who work harder than you, but then they cannot achieve the same kind of height that professionals do. But then take a look at what the professionals do. They do because they keep on learning and they keep on growing. They understand that it is a process of personal growth, a process of getting ideas, a process of teaching, a process of learning, a process of asking questions, a process of self-education. Well, the famous business philosopher Jim Rohn says, you get a formal education, you can earn a living. But self-education now earns you a fortune. Next. An amateur shows up to practice to have fun. In other words, when you take a look at basketball players, they show up in the practice because they're having fun, having scrimmage and everything. And then the professional realized that what happens in practice will also happen in games. That's why I have seen the people in this industry for so long. Oh, they attend events because there are raffle prizes, there are those rallies, and they shout and they enjoy it, and they laugh together. It's so fun. But look at the professionals. They understand. Kung ano yung nangyayari dyan mga events niya, kung ano yung nangyayari dyan sa mga training niya, yun ang pupulutin ko, yun yung mangyayari when the actual game starts. There's a big difference in between. Next. The amateur is focused on identifying their weaknesses and trying to improve them. But look at the professionals. Their professionals focus on their strengths and on finding people who are strong where they are weak, and then they strengthen their strength even more. In other words, we are experts, but only in different subject matters. If you try your best to improve your weakness, the best thing that you can arrive to or arrive at is average. You can be good, and average is not acceptable. Those of you who have been in my training, you understand what I'm trying to say. If you're average, you're invisible. If you're average, you're passing grade. If you're passing grade, you're 75%. No one loves people who are average. They want outstanding. And so if you're a professional, you focus on your strength, you strengthen it either more, and then you grow, you leverage on your strength. So what do you do with your weaknesses? You outsource your weakness because your weakness could be somebody's strength. You look at your team and then you appreciate each individual strength and the contribution they can give. And that's what makes you a leader. You're a professional. Next. The amateurs think knowledge is power. Oh, but the professional thinks that, no, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. and understanding. So what do? They pass on wisdom and advice. They don't keep it for themselves. Next, the amateurs focus on being right. Hindi, yan ang tama. Dapat yan ang gawin ko eh. But the professional is focused on getting the best outcome. Sometimes, even something that was wrong can contribute to better outcome as long as you know the process. That's why the process is important. But being right all the time can also limit you into that particular paradigm and that tiny little space that you're going to hold on to. Meanwhile, the whole world now continues to change and you become irrelevant. Now you begin to see the difference between an amateur and the professional. We're going to continue. I still have a few choice items left. Next, the amateurs think good outcomes are the result of their brilliance. Magaling kasi ako eh. Diba? You know, when this industry was still in its juvenile and immature stage, you can see and identify people thinking na pinalaki ko kasi ito dahil sa galing ko eh. Pinagaling ko ito kasi sa brilliance ko. But now the amateur understands that outcomes are the result of effort and team contribution. Hindi yun dahil ikaw magaling. You have to understand now, kung hindi naman nandun yung support, yung opisina nagsusupport sa iyo, yung mga back office support na nandiyan dyan, hindi ka naman makakarating dun sa pwesto mong yan eh. See? There's a difference between an amateur and a professional, isn't it? Next, the amateur focused on the short term. Anong gusto natin makuha ngayon? Anong gusto kong mangyari ngayon? Oh man, but the professional plays the long game. They can see the picture far ahead of time. The amateur makes decisions in committees, so there is no one person responsible if things go wrong. Dahil pag-usapan natin yan. Oh, ito. So that when there's something wrong, the blame is equally distributed. But the professional makes decisions as individuals but accepts responsibility. Now, that doesn't mean that he manipulates and commands all the attention and the presence, but he gets and gathers the contribution of the team members, but eventually it is the leader who will have to make the decision. And the buck stops here. Accountable and responsible for the decision. So, ito yung magic formula. The amateur, when they succeed, they get all the credit and the glory. When something doesn't work, they spread the blame. But the professional reverse yan. Pag pumutok, naging successful, naging maganda, gives the credit to the team. Pero pag may nangyari, grabs the responsibility for himself or herself. Very different. Next. The amateur blames others. The professional accepts responsibility. That's part of my presentation. Next, the amateur shows up inconsistently. If it's convenient, I'll show up. Pero, if not, you cannot even count on my regular attendance. But the professional shows up every day. Hands-on, the operations, heads in the numbers, understands the nuances, the details of what's happening in business. The amateur goes fast. The amateur wants to go faster. Instant validation, instant gratification. Ngayon na, dali, bilis, bilis. The professional understands the importance of speed, but they don't just go faster, they go farther and they go further as well. The amateur goes with the first idea that comes into their head. The professional realized that the first idea is rarely the best idea. Now, I'm going to throw this idea to the team and we're going to work it out and we're going to see fine-tune, supplement it, argue against it, take a look at the contribution and let's find out until we have a polished idea that is more possible and probable to gain success. And I'm going to give you the last one. Certainly, this is not the last of everything, but for our time together, I'm going to give you the last one. The amateur thinks in terms of absolute. Yung bang, hindi, either ito o ito. Yan lang yun. Wala nang iba. It's either we're right and they're wrong. The professional does not think in terms of absolute. They think in terms of probabilities. They will think na, what if yung idea naman kaya niya, baka naman tumama yan. What if itong policy, instead na dilalabanan natin yan, baka naman makita natin yung merit dun sa policy niya. They always test for probability. You know, in my many years of doing entrepreneurship, I have never shut down ideas, no matter how weird they are. I will always entertain them. When suppliers and vendors come to me, I don't immediately say, no, this product is not for us. I will always say, ano kaya mapupulot natin dito? You always think in terms of probabilities. And that's why people say, how come, Francis, you have so many ideas and you are so creative? I don't generate my own ideas. I just get myself exposed to so many ideas. And then that provides me with enough options to do critical thinking. Here's the conclusion. This is the time for entrepreneurship. This is not just the time about doing business. You have to graduate from becoming a business person to becoming an entrepreneur. You have to graduate from becoming a established amateur, because some people remain amateur for the rest of their lives, but you have to graduate into becoming a professional. And with all of the distinctive differences that represent you, you might begin to understand that these are the necessary steps we need to adopt in order to scale new heights. Because if you remain an amateur, you will always be happy getting what you've always been getting, and you will fail to explore and exploit future opportunities. What is the purpose of doing business anyway? This is the way a business person will think. To make a profit. No. An entrepreneur thinks differently. The purpose of doing business is not to make a profit. Whether you make a profit or you suffer a loss, those are outcomes. But the purpose of doing business is to be able to provide solutions to meet needs. And when we do our job correctly, we are rewarded with profit. It's a deeper perspective, because that's how professionals think. And therefore, we always welcome needs. Why? Where do needs come from? Needs come from problems. And when there's a problem, it creates needs. And when there are needs, it opens up opportunities for us to provide solutions. And when we do and provide solutions, what are we having? We're having business as an entrepreneur. You see the process now? Next. The purpose of making a business, doing business, if you think that just to make a profit, earning money, that is it, well, that is not so deep. That is the mindset of an amateur. But the entrepreneur now goes a lot deeper now. So it's not just meeting needs, it's adding value to the marketplace. It's creating and making a difference and making lives better. So you see the depth of being an entrepreneur vis-a-vis a business person, from being a professional versus an amateur. Well, perhaps one day we will have more opportunities for us to go into the nitty-gritty of the differences between a business person and an amateur. But right now, this is what I want to end with, and I'd like you to take this one home. There's a difference between work and a job. What's the difference? A job is something you do that you get paid for. That's it. That's why you get paid. You have a job. And so, when people come to me and say, I'd like to apply with your company, and I will ask them, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a job. Oh, is that it? You're looking for a job? Well, congratulations. You might find one. A tiny little itsy-bitsy yellow polka dot job that offers you a little payroll, because that's all there is. You got to be paid for what you do, and that's it. And then, when crunch time comes, that is spelled COVID, with two numbers on it, 19, you wonder why you're let go. Because that's the only thing that you have, a job. And our jobs are scarce, aren't they? Now look at people with a professional mindset, with an entrepreneurial mindset. When you ask them, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for an opportunity to join an organization where I can grow, where I can learn, when I can make a positive contribution and make a difference. That's not just job. That's meaningful work. Now, what's the difference now between job and work? A job is something that you get paid for doing something. What is work? Work is expenditure of energy in adding value to someone or something who happens to be at the receiving end of it. Now, let me repeat that. Work is an expenditure of energy towards creating something of value to someone or something. And then, watch this now. You and I are expected to work, even though we don't have a job. Why? When God created you and me, we have been given work. And work is part of our DNA. That's why you will never be happy unless you are productive. So what's the difference now? Why did I say that we are expected to work even though we don't have a job? Because what did I say? Meaningful work means expenditure of energy in order to add value. Look at a mother. A mother doesn't have a job, but is she working? Yes. Is she adding value? Yes. Is that work meaningful? Yes. Now I hope you get it. An entrepreneur is involved in meaningful work. It's not just a job. It is something deeper in the philosophy of the person, knowing that what he or she does will add value, not only to society, but to the entrepreneur himself. And that's why we can scale new heights if we begin to leave the old amateur business mentality behind and graduate into meaningful work that is required of a professional called an entrepreneur. Enjoy your success journey. God bless you.
Sir Francis never disappoints, right? I am sure that we all learned so much from his very practical and easily applied tips and mindset. And if you're in USANA, you must believe that in your heart of hearts, you're an entrep, right? Even if it's so much harder than being an employee, you stick it out, you slug it out, and each day you rise up and you tell yourself, this is the day that I am going to be an even better entrep. Today, here at We Forum, we'll give you even more motivation to stay on this winning entrepreneur track in this next segment. So let's just sit back, take some notes, and learn from the USANA Master Entreps.
The same, and yet different. Is this possible? If you're an entrepreneur, definitely yes. There are basic truths in entrepreneurship. Businesses change. Strategies evolve. Always finding that one ideal enterprise to stick with. These are the similar paths for Executive 4-Star Diamond Director Ranel Blanco and Diamond Director Eric Ching. They're your tried and tested entreps, never tiring of finding that one big thing, the business that will make them truly big. And they did. At USANA. Vision, ambition, intuition. Ranel and Eric had all these. See how you can have them too, as together they declare, once an entrep, always an entrep.
When we were younger, most of us were taught how to work for a living. Some of us were wired to think that employment is the only way to live and the only way to survive. And for a very long time, I believed in it. But deep in your heart, alam mo that this is not the fullest our life can give. And there's a voice in your head saying that you are meant for something greater, something bigger. For 24 long years, I was trapped. The fear of the risk of starting my own business and doubts my own skill and capacity. And higit sa lahat, the uncertainty of success in it. It took a few good push to finally break out the walls of the corporate office and start my own business. And there are a few things I realized on being an entrepreneur. First is learning how to identify a good opportunity saves you a lot of time. You'll know a good business when you see one, and when you see it, it saves a lot of time trying and failing.
In an entrepreneurial life, no one succeeds without adopting the real blood and mindset of a true entrepreneur. Adaptability and acceptance are, in fact, the first thing that an entrepreneur must learn and develop. Without this, we cannot teach our people the proper way of running the business. How can we, if we have a questionable understanding and ways of running the business ourselves? Challenges are always part of being an entrepreneur. That no one becomes successful without overcoming adversities in the business. The best way to handle it is to be logical at all times. Normally, we can be emotional, but we should always be reminded that emotion can break us. So we must manage our emotion. Let us not allow it to get the better of us.
When I finally dive in and transition to being in control of my own business, especially here in Yozana, I learned that patience and acceptance will help you get through anything in the business. Let go of the microwave mindset. Akala mo palaging instant. Tapos pag hindi mo nakuha, you get frustrated and impatient when it doesn't work your way. You should accept that it's never easy. We need to invest time, energy, efforts to make these plans into reality. Sabi nga nila, good things come to those who wait, but best things come to those who work for it.
As an entrepreneur, one must continue to set the pace in terms of performance in whatever situation. This should always be the mindset of an entrepreneur, to set the bar as high as he can, so that people may realize that it can be done. The rule of an entrepreneur during the challenging times is to make sure that people are all eyes on the board, that they stick to their goals. He must make it sure that he is totally present in coaching, mentoring them whenever problems arise along the way.
Leaders in organizations everywhere are experiencing a continual evolution of norms. And these tough times call for tough entrepreneurs and tough leaders to rise up and see the opportunity in every difficulty. Ang attitude ng leader na yon is very critical in overcoming adversities. Because a leader is the source of power and strength of its organization. Why does some businesses fail? Some of them are in denial that they need to shift fast because of the changing norms. They stop and wait for some time hoping na babalik pa ang dati, and then realize later that it's too late.
The winning characteristic of an entrepreneur is being resilient at all times. It is normal to feel down, when we have obstacles and challenges, but if we are resilient, we can easily bounce back and maneuver the business and become successful. If you want to be unstoppable in the business, we have to be the most resilient individual in this challenging business world.
I have come to appreciate entrepreneurship more than a business term. Hindi lang siya negosyo lang. It is more about making an impact more than making a profit. It is life worth living because entrepreneurs don't settle for good. We strive for the best and continuous growth. Entrepreneurship is a way of life. I choose to be an entrepreneur. I choose USANA. USANA is my life.
Diba? Once an NCHEP, always an NCHEP. It's such a satisfying though challenging career. But hey, big things come to those who do even bigger things. There are so many rewards to being an NCHEP, and there are even more amazing rewards for USANA NCHEPs. These trips, of course, that is what I'm talking about. And even if right now there are travel restrictions, all those won't last forever. And as soon as it's safe to travel, our trip incentive qualifiers will be amongst the first to travel. Already, there are so many Leadership Summit qualifiers to the Maldives. The Maldives, that is such a dream destination. And then there are already 4 qualifiers to the very exclusive Diamond Summit that will be held in Sydney, Australia. Be inspired by their achievements as I proudly introduce them to you. Now let us begin with our Leadership Summit qualifiers. Ace Monforte. Bernadette Santos.
Japan ba to or Maldives?
Maldives.
Jason L. Chong and Joselle Jane M. Chong.
Sabi kanina Maldives eh.
Julbert, Arian, and Julian Alcala.
Tama ba?
Remzor Salumbides.
Oh, Maldives to eh.
Yan si Benz yan eh, naka-turtle na.
Engineer Gloria Samson.
Parang yung engineer oh.
Glenn Calata and Roselyn Javier. Albi and Ivy Desquetado.
Na maging Alvin.
Melanie Pilapil.
Executive yan, di ba? Kanina.
Ray John Santos.
Sayang oh, baliktad.
Richie, MJ, and Luisa Lianado Asap. Julius and Arlene Malagar Banaag. Sir Giris Ortega. Alma Villarte Militante and Jedrick Militante. Angelo and Angela Peralta. Ariza Tarlenko. Yen Rialuyo. Yel Rendon and Jam Cledera. Shannon Rose de la Cruz. Albert and Bernadette Enerio Ponce. Jerome and Rowena Galolo. Andrew Paul and May Lucido. Calvin Castillo. JT Gutierrez and Abby Nones. Alhera May Montano. Ralph Robin Tongqua. Ron Mark Gonzalvo. Leo Carmelo Bonilla. Nina Gregorio. Ricky and Christine Joy Henyoso. Kia and JP Perez. Philbert Liu. Arnold and Canis Abalos.
Jeremy and Jane Tan.
Marvin and Marlene Lamboloto. Lee Omania and Dre Javier. Jan Xavier Precones and Cray Ancia. Glenn Mark De La Cruz. Leonardo Abay Abay. Jolens Villar. Charisse Joy Kutamora.
Jennifer Paisano. Milo Joel and Alma Molde.
Monique Gaza. Chris and Jen Eustaquio. Mayan Magsino. Carol Falabi. Congratulations to all of our Leadership Summit qualifiers. Now it's time we recognize our amazing Executive Diamond Summit qualifiers. Ranel and Jonalyn Blanco. Doc Edu Bolaños. Caleb Conrad Edpao. Josh and Mads Corpus.
A round of applause and congratulations to all our fantastic incentive trip qualifiers. Winner na winner talaga! If you're sitting in front of your screens and wondering if you'll ever get on that trip, well, stop wondering and start doing. And you know the news for the next Executive Diamond Summit destination? Secret lang natin to, ha? The next destination is actually Machu Picchu, Peru. Sobrang exciting, di ba? Ano pang inaantay nyo? Dapat kasama ka because if they manage to do it, there is no reason why you can't. And that's the theme of our next great presentation, full of tips and strategies and all that you need to know to be a go-getter. You'll not only be enlightened why you want to be an entrepreneur, but you will be energized as well. So go ahead and watch them, enjoy, and feel their energy.
Ang saya.
Down to up. Less to more. Slow to fast. Don't you wish all these can happen to you? It can. You're probably thinking this business is hard. Or you've been asking, should I quit? Or you probably just want to shut off your device and say, I can't take it anymore. Don't. Because 5 fellow associates were exactly like you not too long ago. And now they're Diamond Directors. Rising from the ranks. From down to up. From less to more. From slow to fast. They rank advanced to Diamond Director during this pandemic. Yes, during this pandemic. Learn a tip or two from RV Villanueva, Brian Ginto, Archison Meram, Jever Lee Santos, and Jen Katakutan. Each one of them has one powerful message to tell you. If we can, you can.
Takes to succeed. May our story serve as an inspiration that our
I started in USANA, I was a bachelor. During that time, I'm an engineering student. Nakilala ako dito na estudyante na yumaman. As a gold director, akala ko talaga mayaman ako. But for the longest time, na-stuck ako for being gold. In fact, I asked myself, kaya ko pa ba talagang bumalik? I was so frustrated, I'm out of focus, kasi hindi ko alam paano ko may babalik yung sarili ko. And you know what? My life changed 360 degrees. When I met my beautiful wife, that's when the game changed. Sabi nga, pag mas malalim na yung hugot mo, mas malalim na yung nakikita mo, mas malaki na yung galawan mo. In fact, when we ran our Diamond Directorship, during total lockdown ang buong mundo, grabe! It was a really different story. We choose to level up our mindset. The right mindset, sabi nga, will lead to extraordinary performance. Sa negosyong to, hindi pwedeng laging takot at duda ang magiging puhunan mo. Hindi ka uunlad. You must have the courage to take the lead. Yes, every run is a total different story. Walang shortcut dito, kapatid. Lahat po to hard work. Kumausap din kami ng tao. Na-reject pa rin kami. And we must say that our diamond run is the most challenging. The reality is real than real. The pandemic struck the whole world and struck really hard. People are paranoid losing their jobs again and again. Hindi nila alam kung meron pang bukas. Pero dahil malaki ang pangarap mo, mas malaki yung trabaho mo, you overcome that fear. And how we do it, and how we did it during that run. High skills of adaptability are required to take advantage of the digital platform. When I was starting, kailangan ko kausapin yung mga tao, door to door. I have to meet them over coffee, over lunch, kahit dinner. Kahit inuumaga ka pa, meeting after meeting. And yet, nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, in one snap, we maximize it through online. For the longest time, the platform is something that is not new to us. That's why we took the advantage to effectively and efficiently utilize the resources. We choose to see the crisis as an opportunity rather than adversity. Bakit? Sabi nga, sa lahat ng pandemya, sa lahat ng krisis sa buhay mo, there's always you who take the lead and rise up in the middle of crisis. Again, may USANA friends and family, there's no perfect season nor event to rank advance. Ikaw lang talaga yung magdadala sa negosyo mo. You take the lead. You are the standard of your organization. Again and again, sometimes in life, we tend to see just the darkness without noticing the tiny light in just one corner that will make everything brighter and meaningful. Isang kanto na lang, magiging successful ka na. Just never ever quit in this business. Once you have a congruent decision to do it and do it again, you simply just do it because nothing is impossible. Pandemic o hindi, we're running not for ourselves anymore. This is for our team, for our leaders, and for the people who will be part of our organization and to our next generation. Keep on hustling for a higher purpose.
Clap naman, guys.
I'm Archison Meram, an orphan, high school graduate from the province of Cagayan, who strive hard to make a decent life. Growing up, I always have to choose between working or working hard. Dahil kapag hindi ka nagtrabaho, wala kang may panlalaman sa tiyan mo. Sa murang edad, kailangan kong pagsabayin ang pag-aaral at pagtatrabaho. Farmer, construction worker, electrician, guard, janitor, name it. I've done it. After high school, I got the chance to work in the Philippine Army. Got accepted, but things happened that made me quit in the service and led me to decide to work abroad. Just like any Filipino thinking, basta may dollar, may pag-asenso. However, my plans didn't materialize because an opportunity knocked in my way and made a big impact in my life. I got presented in USANA. Gave me hope that I can still fulfill my dreams na kahit nasa Pinas lang ako, may dollar sa Pinas. Pero nung nakita ko na ang bawat ganda pala ay may kaakibat na presyo, nagdilim ang aking mundo. Akala ko ito na yun. Pero naisip ko, if I will not take the opportunity and adapt change in my life, I will be forever a farmer, a construction worker, or a guard. And all my dreams will be just a wish. I grab it. I take every chance of improvement. I take action. After 3 years, we became gold director with my wife. Living with the gold director's income makes our life comfortable. Nagkaroon ng bahay, sasakyan, nakapag-travel, nakakain ng masarap. But God suddenly shake our comfort zone. Our account in USANA was terminated due to some violations. My world crumbles. Una kong naisip, paano na kami? May pamilya na dapat buhayin. Ang daming bayarin. May downline na dapat asikasuhin. Ngunit naisip ko, nagawa kong bumangon sa kahirapan. Alam kong kaya ko ulit ito. It is God's way of redirecting me to the right road I need to take. We re-enroll. Silver director in 1 week. Doing good in the business. Pero eto na naman, masyado tayong china-challenge ng panahon. Na-terminate na naman kami for the second time. Sa panahon na ito, dumating ako sa punto ng buhay ko na tanong ko sa sarili ko, para sa akin ba talaga si USANA? Is this industry really for me? I started doubting myself. My belief in USANA, my team, and even God. The struggle is real. Dumating sa punto na kailangan kong manghiram ng 1,000. May tawid lang ang isang araw. At napatingin ako sa 2 tao na kasama ko sa elevator na yun. Una, ang fiancé ko noon na asawa ko na ngayon. Shaila Siriban Meram. Alam ko, meron akong pinaka-best teammate sa mundo dahil hindi niya ako iniwan. At sa inchik at macho na itago natin sa pangalang Emmanuel Cheng. Sa taong hindi kami iniwan. Napagtanto ko, kung silang dalawa naniniwala sa kakayahan ko, sino ako para hindi magtiwala sa sarili ko? Kung kinaya kong umalis sa kumunoy ng kahirapan, kaya ukulit bumangon sa pagkadapang ito. Use every stumble and fall as your steps towards success. January 11, 2018, we re-enrolled for the 3rd time. We made sure that this will be the greatest comeback that we can do. 1-month gold director, 7-month executive gold director, and Ruby director. After a year, we become executive Ruby director, hitting every travel incentive, awards after awards. Suddenly, the world stopped because of the pandemic. I was terrified. Baka hindi ko na magawa si USANA. Kakabalik ko pa lang, eto na naman, may bago na naman pagsubok. Pero sabi ni USANA, we will go online. Mas lalo ako natakot. Because I'm a people person. Mas gusto ko personal touch. I'm not a techie one. Wala akong alam sa Zoom. So I was reluctant to try something new and to adapt to the new normal. Because again, I was comfortable with my earnings as an executive Ruby. But one person became my eye-opener. One of my buyer who owns a big and multiple shop of RTWs suddenly messaged me that he wants to try the business of USANA because their traditional business was greatly affected by the pandemic. Nagulantang ako. Willing silang subukan ang new normal. And with this, it made me come to my senses that I can help people. I take it step by step. Action after action. First, I started joining every webinar from USANA. Second, I started attending our team trainings on how to transition your leadership, how you can influence our teammates even if you can just see them on the screen. Third, I started to remodel my daily activities that I can still manage to do USANA even at the comfort of my home. Lastly, after embracing all the new normal, familiarizing Zoom, doing online health and freedom, inviting through social media, training via Zoom, maximizing the time of the pandemic, creating positive environment, I finally gather my leaders and teammates that we need to take action, that we cannot stand still because the world is changing and don't want to be stuck up in the old normal. And after 2 years in the business, 4 months of quarantine, we are promoted as Diamond Directors. It was not an easy journey. The road is messy, many bumps and curves, fall and stumble. But I always believe that you can rise up from anything. All that matters is that you decide to change today.
Fresh grad with no work experience, with no connection, and had limited resources when I got into this business. As challenging as my situation was, I still pursued this opportunity, believing that I could find what I am seeking. Success and significance at the fastest period of time. Fast forward today, while we are in this crisis, my mindset was, what's going to be my story after we surpass all these challenging times? I really wanted mine to be about breakthrough. Instead of focusing all my energy on how and when will things go back to normal, I focus on what I can control. And I let the change start within me. I focus on becoming the right person, and because I know God will do the rest. We wanted to inspire everyone that in every crisis, there's still an opportunity, especially in terms of growth, character, income, and business. It just so happens we hit this milestone during this pandemic. But regardless of the situation, if we are really very determined, we could find success because it's primarily because of us. It doesn't matter whether we are or not in a perfect situation. What matters is our choice. Remembering that our past cannot be unwritten, but the pages of our tomorrow are still blank, that we have to make sure to fill it properly, positively, and happily. I keep telling myself that momentum is made up of a series of right choices and decisions every day. Yes, failures and mistakes are all part of the process, but remember, a wise person is repentant, which could lead to improvement. Our journey was not the fastest nor a standout, but the bumpy road we've been through helped us master our craft in building a network and lead us to the height of excellence. It was indeed a product of many mistakes to succeed. May our story serve as an inspiration that our achievement is not unusual, yet is unique, because our success came because of resiliency and proved that comeback is real. So just hold on to the promise that those who stay and work hard with USANA will prosper. To God be all the glory.
Hi, I'm Jeverly Santos. I'm a registered nurse from Baguio City. I met this opportunity when I was 21 years old, and it was my first time sa industriyang to. With a huge drive to give back to my mom, kinarir ko kaagad ang USANA. And because of that, I was able to gain early success in this company. Starting at that age, hindi naging madali, but it had its fair share of advantages. One major financial setback that I had in 2014 seemed like hindi na ako makapagpatuloy. I just feel so fortunate na hindi ako tumigil. Yung failure na yon needed to happen so I would be forced to grow myself even more. Remember, yung challenges of today are meant to prepare us for a bigger success of tomorrow. Sabi nga, pag binato ka ng bato, gawin mong stepping stone. Sa dami ng magiging experiences mo, imposibleng hindi ka gumaling. You will soon realize na lahat ng challenges, kaya mo pala. But then again, this pandemic has been a game-changing situation for everyone. From doing the business on a face-to-face setup for how many years to transitioning 100% online, I knew it wouldn't be easy. Sa totoo lang, hindi kami nakapag-adjust kaagad. But as they say, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but rather the one most adaptable to change. So we needed to adapt. Naalala ko, when the quarantine was implemented, we had uncertainty. Ano ba yung mga actions sa kailangan namin gawin? Me and my wife, Carol, initially had the mindset to just see how this plays off. But you know, as weeks went by, we were amazed by the resilience ng mga leaders of USANA Philippines. Grabe, moving to one rank advancement to another, breaking boundaries, showing that it was really possible. That was also the time that we saw our team still so excited, gusto pa din matuto at magpatuloy. Marami nga naman sa kanila, ito na lang ang source ng income. They badly needed direction and guidance. That was the moment that me and Carol needed to step up. I was reminded that we are called leaders for a reason, and it is a privilege to be given the task to lead. USANA will be remembered as a company that never left their associates during these trying times. And I hope that we will also be remembered as the leaders who were there for our team when they needed us. There were 3 things that we needed to do. Una is mindset shift. Honestly, natakot kami. And I believe lahat naman tayo. Pero di ba, we can't allow fear to stop us. Everything we want is at the
Oopsie, hindi ko alam kung anong nangyari. Guys, lipad sa forum.
Naglalag doon.
Naglalag doon?
Yes. Kanina, Tapos hanggang ngayon. Chinek ko kanina eh.
Kasi nag-offline, no? Baka...
Forum ngayon. Take massive action na number 3.
Paano to nag-offline? Wait lang guys ha. Baka...
Refresh mo, sis.
Wait lang. Check ko dun sa forum. Ayan.
Ay, taray.
Yes. Sa forum gumagana.
Gumagana na.
Ma'am, going sa
Ayan, nasa forum ako.
Ayun, perfect.
Zoom meeting during our run.
Yun.
Nakakapagod. Pero inisip na lang namin,
Pabo.
paano na lang yung mga nagsisikap, i-download yung mga trainings para lang matuto. Yung mga coaches na ididikit yung cellphone sa speaker ng Zoom meeting para lang matuto mga new associates nila.
Yes, pwede
na
mo
walang
baguhin yung
internet.
quality.
Saludo
Nasa
kami sa
baba.
inyo. We just wanted to reciprocate your effort and commitment. We wanted to show na posible talaga mag-diamond during this time. People are in need of opportunities, modern-day heroes, not those with capes, but those na may bit na gray eco bag. I hope when we all look back on this pandemic after a couple of years and people important to you will ask how your success journey came about, you will tell them that during these trying times, you chose to be bigger than this crisis. You didn't wait for things to happen, but you made things happen. That 10 years from now, you are standing in front of your dream house, you see a comfortable life for your family, you see a huge organization under you with a lot of changed lives, and you will say, buti na lang nung 2020, I decided to give my best.
Buti na lang.
For the new ones, better days are ahead of you, I promise. Naalala ko, nangarap lang talaga kami. And I could tell you, posible talaga mag-diamond. USANA has worked, is working, and will work in the future. I hope Vision 2020 is still clear. Let's make the most out of the remaining 11 weeks. Remember, if they can, I can. And if I can, we can. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Galing.
What really made me decide to rank advance? Or ano ba yung mga naging deciding factors for this advancement? Baka marami rin sa atin dito naka-experience ng pagka-stagnant. So tulad mo, na-experience ko yan. It's a long overdue rank advancement. 4 years po ako na-stagnant. Dati every year may major rank advancement. 2014 naging Gold Director, 2015 naging Ruby Director, 2016 naging Emerald Director. So na-stuck na ako sa Emerald. And maraming factors din bakit ako na-stagnant. And ang daming lessons and realizations. And ang unang realization ko, na kung hindi ako nag-USANA, or kung may work ako, or kung may work ka, kahit ano pang work mo, siguradong sobrang committed ka. Kahit anong challenges pa yan personally, sa family, kahit ano pang dinadaanan ko or dinadaanan natin, kahit ano pang feelings mo everyday, gagawin natin, responsibility natin. Committed tayo sa ginagawa natin. And yun ang realization ko. Sobrang naging selfish po ako. Marami ako naging pagkukulang sa mga business partners ko, lalo sa mga leaders ko. Until nitong May 2020, sobrang naging thankful talaga ako sa Diyos na niremind ako ng real purpose ko. Bakit ako nandito sa USANA? Na hindi lang tayo nandito sa USANA para tubarin ang mga pangarap natin. At yun ang deciding factor ko para sa mga leaders ko at sa lahat ng mga business partners ko na tinulungan ako na ma-achieve lahat ng meron ako at hindi ko ito mararating nang wala sila. Yun yung malaking realization ko na this time, sila naman Sila naman ang dapat nakakakuha ng mga goals nila, ng mga pangarap nila. Maraming umaasa sa atin ng tulong natin. Lalo ngayon, ang dami naghihintay at nag-ahanap ng opportunity sa labas. Sobrang kailangan nating magseryoso kasi ang dami nangangailangan ng tulong natin. Marami pa tayong matutulungan at marami pa tayong mababago ang buhay. Kaya sobrang salamat talaga sa Diyos at ginising ako, ti-remind ako. At salamat din sa lahat ng mga mentors ko, especially kay Mentor Benjo and Mentor Lichelle. So ako po maliban sa deciding factor na yon, paano ba nakapag-rank advance din? So wala talagang sekreto. Kung paano tayo nag-gold, kung paano tayo nag-ruby, nag-emerald, yun din pala ang gagawin sa diamond. Ganun din, uulit-ulitin lang natin kung anong ginawa natin. Yun nga lang, maraming beses kasing nangyayari, bumabalik tayo sa comfort zone natin. So this time, ano bang mas kailangan talaga natin? Ito yung natutunan ko talaga. Kailangan less drama and more action.
Boom!
Back to basic lang po talaga ako. And mas madaling humataw ngayon kasi through online na. Mas madaling tumulong kasi kahit nasan sila, mas matutulungan mo sila. Kinausap ko lahat ng mga leaders ko. Sobrang gustong-gusto ko silang tulungan. Pero paano ko sila matutulungan kung ako mismo hindi ko ginagawa yung part ko? So ako po nag-start sa akin. Sabi ko sa kanila, wala akong i-demand sa inyo na ako mismo hindi ko ginagawa. Sinimulan ko ulit. Nakakatuwa kasi sila mismo unti-unti bumabalik. At nakakasabay-sabay kaming humahato kaya mas nagiging madali. Hindi natin sila kailangang i-push para bumalik. Kaya talaga para sa atin, kailangan talaga tayong mga upline. Tayo lang talagang hinihintay nila. Kailangan nating bumalik agad. At tayo mismo, maging role model. Let's all lead by example. So hard work talaga. Matinding focus, discipline, consistent massive action. Be intentional lalo sa pagtulong. And ito pa yung isa sa mga realization ko. Ito yung nawawala kapag nagdadrama tayo. Yung service sa mga business partners natin. Service to many leads to greatness. Kaya ang goal natin this time, mas marami pa tayong matulungan. Kaya huwag kang magpadala sa drama mo na pangungunahan lang pala tayo ng emosyon natin at nakakalimutan natin ang mga basic na dapat natin ginagawa. Kaya maniwala ka na kayang-kaya mo rin. Ano bang meron sila na wala tayo? Kaya, decide and act now.
If we can, you can.
O, diba?
Galing!
Arang sa...
Takindasa ba?
See? NPEPs have the most fun. Why would you sit behind a desk for 8 hours a day and earn less? Hay nako, magkaka-wrinkles ka lang. It's time to be the winning entrepreneurs that you are. Here at USANA, you not only have fun, but you also enjoy products that will make you look good and feel good. Here to clue you in on exciting news about how to make you look good is USANA Executive Director of Marketing and Social Media, Jessica Reimer. She'll be joining us from Salt Lake City. Hi, Jessica.
Thank you, Carla. I'm so honored to introduce a brand new Celavive product and the final installment of the Celavive Brightening Series, the Vivid White Sheet Mask. This product has quickly become one of my favorites, and that's because it contains a powerful blend of brightening ingredients that not only boost skin's natural radiance, but help fight the appearance of unwanted hyperpigmentation. This product contains niacinamide, which is a form of vitamin B3, and it's an ingredient we use in every brightening product. That's because it's powerful, yet gentle. It also contains licorice root extract and a unique compound from red algae. The Vivid White Sheet Mask delivers these brightening ingredients plus moisturizing and nourishing ingredients deep into your skin, so your complexion looks more radiant and feels so smooth. This product is also paraben-free and contains no harsh chemicals, so it's suitable for all skin types. Now you might be wondering how this product fits into your current Celavive regimen. Well, that's pretty simple, and I'll explain why. The Celavive regimen has 4 steps: cleanse, tone, enhance, and hydrate. The sheet mask is part of the enhance step. So after toning with the Celavive Perfecting Toner, simply remove one of the pouches from the box, and they look like this. They come in the beautiful Celavive brightening packaging. And you'll take out a pouch and just open it up. And the mask is soaking inside the pouch with the serum. So you just take it out and unfold it, which I'm trying to do now. And then you apply it directly to the skin. Simple. You just leave it on for 20 minutes and then you discard the mask and rub any excess serum into your skin on your neck or your chest. And I love to make sure I rub it into my hands. I think it's so important, especially right now, as we're all spending more time at home, to have some self-care moments. This sheet mask provides the perfect opportunity to take 20 minutes to just sit still, have a cup of tea, read your favorite book, watch your favorite show, or take a nice bubble bath. That's my favorite, and it's the perfect way to unwind from the day. With every new product comes a new opportunity to sell to customers. Whether that's a current Celavive customer or someone that's never tried a USANA product. This particular sheet mask provides immediate results and is completely experiential, which means they're going to have a great experience. I definitely recommend adding this new product to your regimen and to your order today. As I mentioned, this product has become one of my favorites and is incredibly powerful. We actually conducted a 12-week clinical study using the brightening series, and I'd love to share those results with you now.
Wow, galing.
As you can see, this subject experienced incredible, dramatic results with the brightening series. And you'll begin to see radiant results in as little as 4 weeks. Now, consistency is key, so use the product 3 times a week, along with the other brightening products to see the most dramatic results for yourself.
Once a month.
I hope that you enjoyed hearing about our brand new Celavive product, and I can't wait for you to try it. Make sure you share your results on social media with hashtag #USANACelavive. I'm going to turn the time over now to 2 associates who will demonstrate how to use this product right at home. Welcome Josanne Grino and Katrina Gonzalez. Take it away, ladies.
Wala magaling phone.
Mommy!
Oh, hi! Good morning!
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning! How was your sleep?
Good.
Great! Good!
Yes.
Are you ready for another day?
Yes.
Alright, so we're gonna have breakfast first and then we'll go ahead and do your activities, okay?
Yes.
Alright, see you!
Okay, Mom. Okay. Bye.
Love you!
Mama.
Oh, hi! Yes?
Can we take a nap?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, I'm gonna do something. Can you help me?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna get it first. So, here it is. This is the Vivid White Sheet Mask from USANA Celavive, and you're gonna help Mommy put it, okay? So, this one is gonna give Mom an instant glow after 20 minutes, okay?
I visited the spa, that 20 minutes was so good. Thank you so much, Susana Salavi, for the brightening series Vivid White Sheet Mask. And thank you so much for the science behind this one. This is the only brand that I trust for my skin. It's really good. It's so hydrating. It's so relaxing. My skin feels so moisturized after 20 minutes. And always remember that self-care is not selfish. We all deserve to take a break. Thank you so much, Susana Salavi, for taking care of my skin. Because you know, when you take care of yourself, you can better take care of your loved ones. So I love Susana Salavi, and I know that you're gonna love this one too. Happy relaxing, happy masking. Thank you.
I am grateful to be alive and healthy. I am grateful to be working from anywhere and have control over my time. I am grateful to be meeting people from different parts of the world. Plan your meals, exercise, and choose happiness every day. It's easy to get lost in all your schedules. That's why having a work routine is very important. Carve a workspace, dress for work. This will set your mind and your mood for productivity. Never underestimate taking breaks all throughout the day. Have a cup of your favorite drink, listen to your favorite music, and just relax your mind. It's easy to get overwhelmed and distracted. Stay focused and remind yourself of your goals. Find your support group, get in touch with your loved ones, and tap into that source of inspiration. Be spontaneous and do things differently. I always end the day with a good evaluation. I evaluate my activities, productivity, and how I can be better. And I never, ever end the day without a pampering session. The Salaviv skincare routine plays a very crucial role, not only in my everyday life, but especially during my pampering time. And I have never been so excited to end the day because of our Vivid White Sheet Mask. Being a morena, uneven skin tone and pigmentation has been a problem. And I just love how Usana Salaviv has taken care of that skin concern, not only for me, but a lot of Filipinos out there. I love how it gives me the even skin tone and balanced appearance I have always wanted. So there you go, all in a day working online with my skincare regimen and our newest Vivid White Sheet Mask. Grab yours and enjoy.
Shivang lifestyle, di ba? Ang ganda.
Entrep na, maganda pa, tapos taga-Usana pa. My goodness, you have it all here in this company, which is, excuse me, the third largest market among all Usana markets in the world. Palakpakan naman dyan! Oo, even if you are alone in front of your screen, I am requiring you to clap because you deserve it. That singular achievement was made possible by you, Usana's winning entrepreneurs. You shrugged off the pandemic, figured out how to make it work, jumped on the virtual no face-to-face environment, and did all the work. And here you are, belonging to the third largest Usana market in the world. That's just simply amazing. In this scenario, some really took off and used the opportunity to show everyone the kind of winning entreps that they are. They have ranked advanced to become new Ruby Directors, Executive Ruby Directors, Emerald Directors, and Executive Emerald Directors. Learn from them like what you would from a good entrepreneur's business book. After all, they've written the way to success. If you're excited to meet them, well, so am I. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your Ruby Directors. Eddie III and Jaisal Dangkal. Mark Deos Joaquin. Candid Angela Nadella. Wowie and Giselle Cantago. Noy Leones.
Angela Michelle Tantoco and Von Richard Mendiola.
Laman ng sigaw.
Austin.
Ha? Sigaw? Kailan na sigaw? Sigaw itong ba?
Mazin and Jefame Al-Sherry. Giovanni and Jennifer Aguador.
Grabe naman yung guro dito din. Siyempre.
Evelyn and Dennis Aguirre. Jover Marks de la Cruz and Ana T. Pascuales. Royce and Honey Castro. Jade and Lou Alan Sakdalan. Marietta Kagandahan.
Kagandahan.
Sorry. Ganda. Sorry kayo
Joel
siya.
and Cheryl Chua.
Ayun, maganda yung may pag-entrance.
Anthony Reario.
Parang laki ng pinaka-executive. Ay, nang ano?
Jolo Abelia.
Executive siya kanina.
Daniel Laza Jr.
Akala ko, Lazo.
Mitchie
Ito
Lantaco.
ko ni Katrin.
Ano yun eh? Intensity mentor.
Isagani Marquina Jr.
Oy!
Katrin.
Rayanne and Abby Pura.
Di ba mo yan napura?
Si Liza Soberano.
Anthony James and
Like,
Rachel
is that?
Ann Fauni.
Baka ibang Liza yun.
Nina Gregorio.
Ito yung nagbabiral na post eh.
Hindi na yan eh.
Ha?
Yan.
Hindi na.
Gerald Rafael Rosal.
Ang ganda ng quote niya. Gusto ko yung quote.
True.
Chris and Jen Eustaquio. Joanna Marie Keina de Vera. Jenna Maika Yap.
Galing ko si Ate.
Julbert, Arian, and Julian Alcala.
Marlon Lazo.
Faye Alexa Ponce.
Si Faye!
Marlon Lazo.
Mark Turchiva.
Moving up the ladder of success are our newest executive Ruby directors. James and Katrina Notarte. Edward and Francis Congreso. Rafael and Carmela Sindyong.
Brian Villarba.
Mark and Sarah Mendoza. Neil Patrick Flores.
Oh.
Ro Andy Pontigon.
Marie Rose and Joseph
Ben.
Bacos.
Turtleneck ni Ben.
Captain Arnel and Mau Camino. Regine Malana.
Ron and Mervy Incha. Mix Jose and Carlot Pahilagutan.
Parang mo nagtitipok ko.
Now give your loudest virtual clap to our new Emerald directors,
Ay na si Mentor
Edwin and Josephine Tan.
Mentor, Eugene Carino.
Eugene, Glenberg.
Grabe talaga yung mga tanda yan.
Galista,
Grabe yun.
Christine Hill Pabalate,
Grabe si Pabalate.
Emmanuel and Rhea Rizon,
Eugene Carino.
Denver Brizuela and Clarissa Ursos. Ryan and Beverly Dondoyano. David and Angelica Garcia. June Rosetes and Kai Garcia.
Kamukha ni Ethel Ruba.
It's time to recognize our executive Emerald Directors. Karen and Jermaine Bachelor.
Grabe yan.
Si Mar, nagsalita kasi.
No.
Nawala. Mar kasi, nagsalita si Mar, nag-stop. Nag-stop ba sa iba?
Yes, nag-stop.
Wala. Natatakot ako mag-refresh, baka mawala.
Mag-ano sa Wii Forum?
Peo.
Naku po.
Ayan.
Ayun na.
Okay, ayan.
Kaso end na eh.
End apple na.
Ice pack. So check out your screens. You may be part of our second batch of lucky winners. Again, you will be bringing home our USANA surprise pack. And all throughout the event, we will be announcing even more raffle winners as well. So please stick around, stay tuned because we have
Kailangan pa mag-register.
Monster Jerlyn. Jerlyn, bati.
Again, we are now flashing the 25 winners. This is our second
Si Mary Grace,
batch of our surprise USANA pack.
Iba yun?
Down na likod.
Congratulations. Now it's time to raffle off 2 more iPads. If you think that you are one of the lucky winners, I want to see a thumbs up in the comment section. Go ahead and comment away. Now pay close attention to the screen because we will now reveal our iPad winners.
Alam na, Brian. Para
Here are the lucky numbers. 8, 5, 3, 5, 2, 4, 7, 1. Congratulations! 853 524 71. You will be bringing home an iPad. And here is winner number 2 for this batch.
Oh my God.
847
Yan ba yung ID code?
80940. Again, it is 847-80940. Congratulations, our 2 lucky winners that will be bringing home iPads. Congratulations, everyone. Again, I am reminding you to claim your raffle prizes. Go ahead and send your name, ID number, contact number, address, and the screenshot of the winning codes to jacenosete@usanainc.com. Remember, you have to keep on watching not only this first session of the Wii Forum, but the afternoon session as well. So be on the lookout if you are one of our lucky winners. It can be right in the middle of a presentation. Now, we are winding up our first session of the USANA 2020 Wii Forum. The second session will resume in just a little bit, and I promise you it will be just as good and informative, if not more so than what you have already witnessed so far. So just take a quick break, just relax a little bit as you wait for the resumption of our Wii Forum in just a few minutes. There's so much more in store for you all, the winning entrepreneurs of USANA Philippines. I'll see you guys in just a bit.
Ayan. Gagawin natin ito. Like naman ito.
Break time.
Award.
Punta tayo sa lobby.
Hindi, manood tayo ng awards para naman yung mga director natin.
Okay. Director muna.
Director muna.
ni si Doc eh. Arvin. Lee? Anong pangalan niya? Ano? Benzo?
Go, Benz!
Top 2 top 2.
Live pala yun, no?
Oo nga, yung galing. Break muna tayo, guys. Kahit di na kayo mag-leave sa Zoom. Stop ko muna.